welcome to the show. You're on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I'm Jacquelene and coming to you live from Melbourne. This weekend I'm going to be at Pakenham Psychic and Wellbeing Expo just in the southeast of Melbourne on Sunday, doing some stage work there. So I'll be doing some live stage readings. That's where I go around the audience and pick people randomly to read for them. And so if I know you, I won't read for you because I already know you, so it's sort of, a bit too easy. So I make sure I pick out people I don't know and preferably don't remember having read before in case I have, because often after readings I don't remember people. It's actually a good thing. It's probably really bad if a psychic remembers you. Because usually there's something incredibly memorable about that reading that might not be great. It could be that, that they were doing some stuff that was particularly shifty and yet weren't very aware of the fact that you were aware. That could be, kind of funny. All sorts of other reasons, but usually not good ones. So if your psychic doesn't remember you, like, I remember me from like 38 years ago, you did like a half an hour reading for me at a great big fair where there was like 1,000 people walking through the door that day. And do you remember? And it's like, I don't even remember that day. I actually remember turning up to a hotel once. I was checking in and it was the day before an event I was appearing at the next day. And I think that was a year where I'd done like 40 events that year and trained my fortnightly year-long class and my full-time private one-to-one client list and been running this show and been writing for, I think, three magazines at the same time. Probably makes sense that I've got ADHD, right? But I now look at that workload and go, how were you thinking, girl? I was just work. That was it. Work, family. That's it. No social time. I had my friends. I'd chat to them. I'd have to make an appointment to see my mother. Not because she was that busy, because I had to slot it in, make sure I had time. And it was really kooky because at that time that I wasn't making time for myself and not giving myself balance, I'd actually get clients screeching down the phone line at me going, why can't you fit me in this afternoon? And they're calling at 7 o'clock at night this afternoon. Why can't you fit me in this afternoon? It's like, you're not that busy. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to be working till midnight and up at 6 o'clock the next morning talking to some radio show that's not even my own. But good luck with that. So now I have a call staff that take my calls and I have an easier work life, and people go, if you can fit me in because I know you're busy. I'm actually less busy, but I have more balance. And it sort of brings me to what I'm actually talking about today is the Justice card. And the lighting's not doing this card justice. Just kind of funny in itself. This is from the Spiral Tarot. Wonderful deck. Love it. And this video footage of it is just not doing it favors because it's actually a beautiful card. And this is Hera. She's sitting there. She's literally balancing on the scales. You see a feather there. Normally, you'll see justice cards often having the imagery of a heart on one scale and a feather on another, which is about, learning to balance your heart against a feather. You see she's holding up a sword and she's got a feather above her headdress as well. And usually there's this white column and black column behind her and to each side. So it's sort of about balancing the yin yang, balancing life. I was talking about work-life balance and my previous lack of it at the start of the show, because it is actually kind of a thing when you're going through the Justice card, as we've been travelling through the Major Arcana, and I've had a few weeks off because I've been having to balance getting over the immense amount of viral energies around in Melbourne at the moment and their effect on me, having been masked and locked down for 2 years practically. So the immune system goes, oh my God, and says, give me balance. And so one must stop. So you see, that Justice card, it kind of brings up the astrological sign of Libra, and also in the Kabbalah we're talking Lamed. It's about instruction from within and listening to yourself and balancing, your yin and yang, should I be doing what I'm doing or not? All these sorts of things. Often people with an 11 life path number or a 11 day of birth or something that adds down to 11 in their day of birth, so 29, for example, 11, 29, they're very good negotiators normally, for other people. If a 29's in their day of birth, they'll be a very good negotiator with everyone, usually. If they're an 11 day of birth, they might be more sensitive in their negotiations. And there could also be, with some 11 people, yes, sensitivity, but sometimes that sensitivity is about how you're affecting me, not how I'm affecting you. What impacts am I having on you? The 11 people often sort of go, but that's right, it's just. And 11 life path number and 11 day of birth people can be working in and around justice or about social welfare, social rights, this sort of thing, equanimity, equality. But sometimes the 11 can be, I'm the judge, jury, executioner here, and I'm in charge, and I get to judge what's happening. It's like, no, it's not quite how this works. But sometimes it takes a lot of convincing them of that. So, there can be an intense sense of sensitivity with the 11. There can also be a wobbling and a weighing up, like a pendulum swinging or the scales weighing before they make decisions. And if you look at Libra's version of indecisiveness as against Gemini's, Gemini's indecisive is, I've got 52 choices. Whereas 11, the life path number, and Libra, it's sort of like that lovely little girl in the taco commercial, and it's sort of like, why not both? So it's sort of like, do I want this or this? And sometimes like, but can't we do both? And it's like, no, some situations in life, they don't allow you to do both. And you have to sort of stop and sit back and go, which is actually in alignment with where I'm actually trying to go in life right now. And, what do I need to do about this? So, there can be all of those sorts of things to look at in that, in that justice card. So, some reflections, and I'll just, get you to maybe, here we go. I'm just going to have a look at this for you. Some notes about, and it's from an old course. Yeah, so am I carefully weighing and measuring my attitudes, beliefs and behaviours to ensure they are not obstacles to true understanding of myself? I think it's also like, am I weighing my attitudes and behaviours about my attitudes and how I think about things? And am I weighing how other people are doing or not doing that, and how I might be doing or not doing that, while not realising that I'm doing what I don't like other people doing? It's like when, you recommend someone to become the head of the FBI because you reckon he's going to be great, and you want someone else locked up for losing emails, and then you get raided by the FBI, and that raid is approved by the guy you recommended, and then you scream about how it's not fair, that you won't hand over documents or answer questions, and those documents aren't meant to be held by you in the first place. Don't know. Is that the definition of cognitive dissonance? I don't know. Could be senility. Let's just, work that one out over the next few weeks. How about Alex Jones and that payout, the Justice card? Spouting all that stuff for decades about people whose children have, and families have suffered so badly at the expense of this person making money off that, and then that person getting upset about having to pay out, defamation fees and, like fines for defamation, fines for the harm that's been caused here. I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't have said that in the first place. So looking at your actions, your words, are they just? Are they the right things to be doing? Yeah, and are situations in your life where your ability to feel pain is a blessing? Sometimes, we sort of go, I really feel bad, or you're making me feel bad now, when maybe they've done the thing that's, they need to feel bad to have reflection. I actually had someone once say that to me, you're making me feel bad now. And this is after they've done some things that were really awful. And I sort of said, do you think that's right? Do you think that's actually the right thing to be doing and saying? And they're like, oh, you're making me feel bad now, because I made them reflect. And some people, when they feel shame or guilt, they don't sort of sit with that well. They go straight into anger. And it's like, who am I going to be angry at? Oh, the person who pointed out the thing I did. Oh, not angry with self, because how did I let that behavior go? It's like, no, I know I did the wrong thing, but you shouldn't point that out because I feel bad. So sometimes feeling pain and feeling embarrassment and feeling shame, it's like, that's good because it helps you recognize maybe not to do that anymore. Something to think about. Anyhow, have a reflection during the week, and until I see you next, use it and just reflect. You don't have to put up with that from other people. Love yous all. Catch you next time. Bye.